So today we're going to draw another little cozy creature, and I'm just going to get started so that we can begin the drawing process. So I always like to start by sharing with you guys some of my previous creatures to inspire everyone, and if you're new to the live stream, this is kind of how it works. I'm going to share with you some recent previous creatures, and then you guys are going to come up with a bunch of ideas in the chat for what you want to see me draw today. We always come up with a pre-drawn pose beforehand so that you don't have to watch me draw all of that, and I'm going to write down all of your ideas, and we're going to come up with a fun creature to draw. So this month, I've been making characters for a series called Creature Harvest, which I associate with the autumnal themes in the month of November. So I've been making a character every day for the month of November, and today's creature that we finalize on this live stream is going to be tomorrow's character for the November series. So we'll finalize the sketch here, and then I'm going to finish all the color and post that tomorrow and add that to the chart. So this was actually yesterday's creature. Her name is Zophia Pilsner, and this is Zophilius Pilsner. She's like a red-hatted mushroom, and he is like more of a truffle brown-hatted mushroom. And I wanted to give them sort of like botanical names that, and people are saying that it's a self-insert that I called them Zophilius and Zophilia, and I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, that's just, that just makes no sense at all. Anyways, then we have Scowler, who are sort of, we have this little family of sort of wolf-like inspired characters. We have Scowler, we have Fowler, and this one is actually from last month, but I decided to add him since he's part of the family. This is Howler. This is our little chocolate cow person. Her name is Cloven Huff, which I love her name. No one's really commented on her name yet, but I love her name. I've missed watching these lives, someone said. Thank you. I am so happy that you're here, and I'm so excited to come up with a fun idea, so thank you for joining. We've also been working on the Mulligan family this month, which makes perfect sense. We met October Mulligan last month, and this is their dad, Mr. Mulligan, and of course their mother, Mrs. Mulligan. She seems like she's kind of a fan favorite of you guys, and I love her, so I really appreciate that. We have this professor named Frankly Prescott with his stack of books. I had a lot of fun drawing this stack of books. Then we have November Mulligan. I love her also. She was our Creature Month character for this month, and she's also obviously the Mulligan family's daughter. We have Autumn Prescott, and if you've been here for a while, you know that Autumn Prescott is a character I created very much at the beginning of my channel, and this month I decided to redraw her and just kind of see how far I've come in terms of my drawing style. So that was a really fun one, and you guys actually liked it. I wasn't sure if that was going to be boring for you, but people really liked it. So I'm probably going to redraw some of my older creatures. It was very fun. And then we have Apple. She's another Mulligan. She's a little different than the other ones just because she is more sort of like red and the other ones are more orange. She's a little different than her family. We have Ember, who is another one. We're going to be expanding. There are going to be more characters in her family this month, so keep an eye out for that. We, of course, have Acorn, who's wearing only knitted attire. We have Will-O-Wisp. She's kind of one of my personal favorites. And we have Phoebe and Wisp. This was the last live stream that we fully completed. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're just going over the creatures from this month, so you haven't really missed anything. But this is Phoebe and Wisp. This is the creature that we made on our first live stream this month. So this is actually the last live stream character we made. Since last week, the live stream was kind of like just not working, so we had to stop doing it. But I love her. She was also my 5,000 subscriber milestone creature. And this is going to be today's pose, which you guys may recognize. So last month, we made a character for my October Creature Treat series who was like scurrying. And I really loved making that one, and I think the pose was really fun and really worked well. So I thought this month we could make another scurrying person that's scurrying in the other direction because that one was scurrying this way and this one is scurrying this way. You see? You feel what I'm saying? So I thought it'd be fun to do that. I also like all of the creatures I've noticed from this month are all stagnant. So I thought we needed one that was in motion. You know what I mean? So let's get started. Someone said, have we moved on from cozy creatures? No, these are still cozy creature live streams. It's kind of just evolved into, like, we're basically making characters. That one was Angie. Yes, exactly. We've kind of just evolved to the point where I feel comfortable and more confident drawing live, that I really enjoy these live stream creatures. I mean, I always have, but I feel confident that we can add them into the series I'm currently doing. So that's kind of how it's evolved. So these are still cozy live streams. They're just, a lot of times I feel like they're more like, what's the word that I'm looking for? I can't really think of the word that I'm looking for because I'm trying to read the chat and talk. But they're just on theme with what I'm currently doing. So cozy live stream / relevant. We don't have to make a character for the November series. It's just that I feel, especially at this time of year, we're only naturally going to make characters that are cozy. You know what I mean? Hi. Oh my gosh, everyone's joining. I'm so happy that you guys are here. So let's start thinking of some ideas for this character. What do you guys think of the pose? I mean, we could relate this character to Angie since Angie was the last one that was scurrying. But Angie was a trick-or-treater and she was dressed up as an anglerfish. So that was like really, really adorable. I really love that creature. Sorry, I just feel like I have to change the shape of this a little bit. They're cozy as in cozy by the vibe of the live. Exactly. Exactly. And also let me know, since the last time I really hung out on a live stream was literally like 2 weeks ago, which feels like so long because I love talking to you guys. But let me know what you're thinking about the November series. Like, do you like it? What families are you enjoying? Which ones do you want to expand on? Like, what are you kind of picturing? Because I think last month it was a little bit more straightforward what kind of characters we needed to make, because obviously for like Halloween time there were much more obvious characters, and I think this month it's a little bit more, like I always say, like autumnal vibes. So I'm just coming up with what I feel is autumnal and what I feel is appropriate, but they're all kind of in this sort of warm, neutral tone color scheme, which I really like. But if there's anything that you specifically want to see this month, let me know, because we're halfway through already. I'm definitely going to be doing some more mulligans, as well as some more of those little foxy creatures. You guys know about that. And some maybe more food-related characters, because Thanksgiving, which I know is only for the American people, but there's still foods that are warm and cozy and relevant to this time of year, so I think it's fine. Someone said, I'm going to Hobby Lobby to get beads, so I'm going to watch this during the drive. Please help me catch up when I come back in from Hobby Lobby. That is so sweet, and it's also the perfect activity to be doing while you're listening to this live. Like, let me know what kind of beads you get. Like, are we making like a warm autumnal bracelet or necklace? Like, that's just so wonderful. New notebook. Yes, so this notebook, it's not necessarily new. It's just that I've been using a notebook that's like hot pink, and it's just like, let's be real, this is the vibe right now. So we can't be having a hot pink notebook. Like I'm at Hogwarts mentally, so I'm using my Hogwarts notebook, which only makes sense. Maybe a creature running through the fallen leaves or something because it's autumn. I love that. Oh, let's start writing down some ideas. I'm British, but I enjoy eating Thanksgiving food around the time. Exactly. I mean, like, yams and green beans are just relevant to November. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean Thanksgiving. It's just, it kind of does mean that here. What was I going to write down? Oh, yes, running through the fallen leaves. I'm going to write scurrying, because I feel like they're scurrying. Scurrying through the fallen leaves. Through the fallen leaves. I literally had an entire other character like drawn for this live. Excuse me. I had an entire other character drawn for this live, but I was like, you know what? I just feel like this person needs to be in motion. I didn't want to draw someone stagnant. So that's what we're doing here. Chanterelle Pilsner is a suggestion. What does chanterelle mean? Is that specific? Beanie, someone said. Oh, beanie's a cute name, but it could also be wearing a beanie. So I'm just going to write down beanie because I'm not really sure what specifically you mean by that. Scurrying sounds kind of like running. Yeah, it's honestly just, I prefer the term, and I feel that it evokes something slightly different than running. I mean, running is like, you're really like on a mission, and I feel like scurrying is like you're more like finagling around and like you don't want to be seen, you know what I mean? Chanterelle are delicious yellow mushrooms. Thank you for letting me know. Well, we could do that, but I think that's definitely something that sounds like a brilliant idea, but I don't know if that person would be running. Like, I feel like we might have to do that for a different live. I loved your handwriting. Thank you. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be humble. This is not my best handwriting at the moment because like I haven't written today. So I feel like my hands aren't, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you wake up and you like can't move your hands super properly, like I feel like that's where I'm at. Like I've just been like working and drawing on my iPad. Like I've been doing the colors. So I don't feel like I have like a sense of writing letters at the moment. So it might take me a few minutes for them to be as, as good as usual, the letters. Maybe brown orangey scarf flowing behind them. That's a good idea. I like that, like a flowing scarf. It can be like a flowing knitted scarf. I'm gonna write knitted because it should be knitted. Even though like drawing knitted stuff can be a little bit tedious for me when I'm doing the colors, but it's honestly kind of worth it. Like I love the way that Acorn turned out and he's wearing a fully knitted outfit. It's a mushroom. I feel like since y'all in America don't go searching for mushrooms, mushroom names aren't that popular among you. It's called Galeen in Latvian. I just translated it. That's honestly so true. I feel like in America, we don't really have like the culture of foraging. Do you know what I mean? Which is really a shame. Bring back foraging. Okay, fuzzy boots. Fuzzy boots, yes. Okay, so this person is obviously like on an autumnal journey through the wilderness, like through the woods. I love the idea of fuzzy boots. We need fuzzy boots, guys. I have the cutest fuzzy boots. I'll have to show you some point. Maybe a Schmetterling. Definitely could be a Schmetterling. Someone said I definitely get Schmetterling vibes from this. If they're a Schmetterling, you guys, they have to probably have wings because the Schmetterlings are fairies, essentially. What if her hair is long? I mean, long and flowing behind them. I love that idea. Long, flowy hairs. Long, flowy hairs. Perfect. Oh my gosh, we haven't even started drawing yet, but I'm just really excited to see all of you guys. I feel like it's been so long. I feel like they should be shorter. Who? What should be shorter? Oh, the wings, yes. I feel like the Schmetterlings could be distant relatives of the Pilsners. Honestly, yes, because Amanita Schmetterling is a mushroom and a fairy, so she's kind of like bridging the gap between the two families, which we can delve into that lore later. A rosy maple moth. I can't picture off the top of my head what a rosy maple moth looks like. Do you guys like having these cozy candles in the frame, or is it distracting? Let me know. Okay, I'm gonna get started and we can continue coming up with ideas. Let's though just get a move on in terms of the expression, and I feel like then it will sort of come to us exactly what it is that we need to do. I definitely like the idea of like something flowing behind them. And it's also kind of fun because the last creature that was in this pose, they had something dangling in front of them, which was the light. So this one just kind of visually would be kind of nice because it's going the opposite direction. Someone said, my girlfriend is German and loves teaching me it. I need more last names like that. Yeah, that's so fun and wonderful. It's so helpful for naming creatures to like have references to other languages, you know? It just opens up a whole other world of lore potential. I mentioned it in the last live I was in. The rosy maple moths. Okay, that's oh yeah, and then I said that reminds me of pink lemonade. I remember that. Okay, guys, I'm going to get started on the expression, maybe the ear too. So I think I'm just going to place the ear, and you guys let me know if the ear should be bigger or smaller. We haven't really expanded on a lot of like different ear types. One of our people has like a pointy little elf ear. I believe it's Amanita, actually. It's just for some, and obviously the goblins, but like for some reason I struggle to make like an elf ear on a human like character. I just feel like it never looks exactly how I want it to look. I'd rather just make like a completely bizarre ear. Hogwarts Notebook, yes. Someone said I'm rewatching Harry Potter right now. Which one are you watching? I think I'm gonna watch the 6th one tonight. That's my favorite. My favorite is the 6th and the 3rd, movie-wise. But I really love them all. I think they're perfect. Yes, of course it's a Hogwarts Notebook. I am, like, I'm a Hogwarts alum, obviously. So anyways, you guys, I actually like this ear that it's like kind of big. It's kind of like bigger than it should be. It's kind of giving me elf vibes. Let us be glad. Thank you. Thank you for referencing my own my own video. Let us be grateful. Guys, I kind of want to make more, like, those lettuce creatures. This is just going to be like a little side tangent. Some people may have no idea what I'm talking about, but I created a video before I even started any of my creature channel, just of my notebook with these 3 little lettuces saying, let us be glad, let us be grateful, let us rejoicify, which is like a misheard lyric from Wicked that I thought of. I think since then other people have thought of that, but when I came up with that, like, I thought that was like my brilliant idea. But I was thinking, since that was before the creatures, like, I could make those 3 heads of lettuce as actual creatures, because I think that'd be cute, like, as, you know, more fully formed. Maybe that would be fun. I don't know. Anyway, I watched the first one of the Deathly Hallows tonight, and I'll watch the last movie soon. Oh my gosh, that's so... The end of the first Deathly Hallows is so hard for me, because, like, pretty much... I mean, it's hard to say who my favorite character is, but, like, it feels like one of my top favorite characters, if not my favorite, is Dobby. So the end of the first Deathly Hallows is rough for me. My orange cat is at my window right now. He's knocking on it and meowing. How sweet. You should, OMG, should what? Oh, do the lettuce idea? Like the little trio of lettuces? Orange cat, that's so fun. Okay, guys, wait. I'm getting so distracted. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so I feel like I'm distracted talking in the chat because it's just so fun. Yes, of course. Of course you should let him in. In fact, I haven't drawn a lot of cat characters, only like 2. One is Catechus, obviously, and then one is the smaller cat that the Pumpkin Prince is holding. You guys, I have so many creatures in my head, it's insane. Anyways, so I'm gonna get started. Let's decide first, before we do anything else, what do we want the expression to look like? What do we want the eyes to be kind of giving off? I'm thinking... Hold on, let me actually think. Because maybe it'd be fun if, like, they weren't necessarily round, like maybe a little more almondy shaped. Do you know, like, hold on, let me just check the chat. Creature lives in Zoe's head rent-free. Yes, they all have a home in my mind. They do not pay rent. They definitely don't pay rent. I don't want them to have those types of worries. Do you know what I mean? They don't have financial worries. There's other things going on in the creature world. I'm back. I haven't been here in a while. Hi, Alexis. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. We're drawing a creature. As usual, you can kind of read what our ideas have been over here. But this person's going to be scurrying. This person is going to be scurrying through the forest, I think. I think that's just obvious. Just from looking at him, you can tell that's what's happening. So bear with me while I kind of figure out what the shape of the eyes is going to be. I'm thinking a little more almondy than round, just because I feel like that'll kind of balance it out, since his head is kind of tall, which we could change that. But I just feel like the eyes should go more side to side instead of like just straight up round. I feel like that'll be nice visually. So I love this pose. I kind of stole it from the other character, but you know, we always come up with something so different for each character that it really doesn't matter if they have the same pose, because, I don't know, such different ideas. What if they have a cozy sweater? I mean, come on. These are the types of ideas that I need. Cozy sweater. Guys, we could do like a really cozy knitted sweater that has something on it. Like, could be a slogan, could be like some sort of visual, or it could also be like a Nordic, you know, like a gnome sweater. Zoe, what do you think about Labubus? I think, I don't have any Labubus personally, but I think the phenomenon of them is absolutely incredible, because it kind of reminds me of like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, the artist created a bunch of characters. They're called monsters. And one of them just got picked up. One of them is a Labubu, and he started I think he got like a partnership with Pop Mart, and it just happened. So to me, it's very inspiring, because it is just someone who created a creature world. So how could I not be inspired by that? I think they're adorable, wonderful, and amazing. And I think some people think they're kind of like ugly on purpose, like ugly cute. And I love that. I think that's great. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's like such an amazing visual of like what can happen when you let your creativity persist. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, so yeah, but I don't personally have any, but like I would have one. I haven't had the opportunity to purchase one. Um, I have two Lafufus. One is normal, the other is black. The only color changes in his eyes. Are they cute? Because I feel like some of those are cute, some of them. I don't love the knockoffs, I will say. I get why they exist, because I think when something reaches that level of popularity, there are going to be knockoffs. But I've yet to see a knockoff that's like good. Honestly, that sounds mean, but like, I don't know. I think like from the artist's perspective, I would be like flattered that someone's copying them, but also irritated because it's like not quite right. What are fugglers? What? Okay, guys, let's continue with the drawing. It's so hard to not just chat. Maybe I should do another creature oh, okay, you guys, I do have a special announcement coming very soon, like in the next few days. So maybe when I announce that, I'll do like a live stream where I just talk to you guys, because it's like I can definitely talk more when I'm not drawing at the same time. Although I will say I feel like I do a pretty good job of talking and drawing at the same time. It's because it's not, I mean, I'm not saying it's hard, but it is like a little distracting. They're toys that are just made to be ugly. Like ugly dolls. Okay, like I like ugly cute, you know, not grotesque. Like I enjoy ugly dolls. I literally have a collection. I'm looking at them. They're to my right. My collection of ugly dolls is to my right, and I think they're amazing, and I love them, and I think they're incredible, and I think a lot of people would argue that they're ugly, like actually ugly, but I think they're ugly cute. And I think, you know, I've definitely made things that are ugly cute. Maybe we should make someone ugly today. Should we make someone ugly, you guys? I feel like we never make anyone that's ugly. That would be kind of fun. Although I feel like this person's very confident. So it could be like a confident, ugly creature, which I think could be kind of iconic. Anyways, so let's do the eyes. So on the last creature that was running, we had them be like very serious, like this. Like they were very matter of fact. And it honestly really worked for the pose. So I don't know if we should do that again. Maybe we shouldn't. But I don't know. I've been making a lot of characters recently that have the eyelids kind of like this, and I'm just kind of over that look. So maybe more of like an elegant sort of eyelid like this. Then this person might be kind of like feminine vibes, which is cute. I don't know if that's what you guys are picturing, but that's an idea. So it'd kind of be like this, you know? Like that. I don't know, I kind of like that, but you just described me in a sentence. Did I say ugly but kind of cute but like very confident? Is that what I said? I can't remember, but I think we all have a little bit of that, you know, within, especially if you're a creative person. So anyways, kind of like there's a bizarreness and like an enjoyable quality to like looking bizarre and strange. Anyways, so what do we think of this kind of like feminine? It's like kind of like a little, almost like flirtatious eyelashes, you know? Like fluttery eyelashes. I don't know if that's what you guys are wanting, but I think that's kind of fun. We haven't really decided about eyelashes yet, but could she be a cottage fairy vibe? Honestly, that's kind of what people have been saying. That's kind of what people have been going for. Cottage fairy. So I feel like that's kind of where we're headed, but we have yet to see if that's really good, what's going to transpire, you know? So I don't know, but I think it only makes sense that they're looking this way, like looking the direction that they're going, which will be slightly this way. Actually, I think that turned out pretty good on the first try. So I'm just gonna, I always do the pupils in white, so it kind of just gets across the idea that the eye color is darker and that there's going to be a sparkle in the eye. So I think that works. That's just something that I naturally started doing, and it just makes sense in all of my sketches. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are we on the right track? Definitely, I just naturally headed towards these like fluttery lashes, which is kind of perfect if we are going to create someone foresty and fairy-like. I think a sweater is kind of going to be the way to go, like a little fuzzy, cozy gnome sweater. I kind of think her head should be a little bit rounder, not as pointed, but I don't know, pointed head could be fun because gnome. Oh my gosh, you guys. Maybe we should head in the direction of a gnome since like we're heading into winter soon, which is obviously the season of gnomes. And so this could be like the autumn gnome, to kind of jumpstart. Are you guys excited for winter? Like there are going to be so many fun creatures. You guys, I'm so excited for December. I'm obviously going to be doing December creatures. I'm going to be doing 25 days of creatures, kind of like an advent calendar. I mean, which we kind of do every month, but like it's going to be so exceptionally fun for the holiday winter months. And there's really going to be something for everyone. So, All right, I think this is good. Yeah, I definitely like that more. I definitely feel like her name should be Phoenica, Phoenix, or Trafiga. These are honestly very, very foresty, very woodland, very fairy names. So keep those in your back pocket because we might have to come back to those. Guys, I kind of want to make a Phoenix character at some point. I feel like I'm not quite ready yet, but I would love to make a Phoenix. Okay, guys, I'm actually pretty happy with this. I like where this is going. So I'm just going to shade in her eyelids, and I think the eyes are good. Obviously, we have yet to do the lashes, but I'm going to just continue along. Also, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't been mentioning my live streams really in my shorts. I can, and like I used to do that. I used to mention them in my shorts, but the thing is I don't like dating my shorts. Like, not that they're not all dated, but like I don't want it to be like, oh, if someone goes back and watches my video, they're like, oh, there's a live stream tonight, and then there's not, and it's like on one of my classic videos. So I haven't been mentioning it, but maybe I will start because I feel like a lot of people that are like recently joining don't even know that I do live streams. So it's kind of like we just have this smaller group, but I really like this group. You could do a rock person. Well, we have created a rock character before. Do you mean rock and roll or do you mean a literal rock? Because we do have Boulder. We can't forget about Boulder. Boulder's a favorite for a lot of people. Her name could be Geode or Esmeralda. Guys, I literally say Esmeralda and my dog like notices because her name is Esme, which is essentially Esmeralda. So I love the name Esmeralda. Like that's her name. I mean, her name's Esme, but it's short for Esmeralda, and I call her Princess Esmeralda all the time. Shiny black flats. Should she be wearing like little cute flats? Wait, no, but I kind of like the fuzzy boot idea. I kind of want this to be like a little gnomish, foresty person. They could be a Schmetterling, but the thing is, I feel like the Schmetterlings have to have wings, which I've mentioned before, and I just don't know if that's gonna work. I feel like since there's a foot and an arm and an ear, like it might get a little too mushy to have also wings, but we'll see. They also, wait, is the Morning Jorgensen stan here? Because they could be a Jorgensen, because gnomes and Nordic things and fuzzy boots, I don't know. I definitely am going to expand on the Jorgensen family this winter. This could be one, but maybe not just because we're going more fall themes and the Jorgensens have like white hair and like more white and light blue colors that they're wearing, so maybe that's not really relevant to this. Anyways, I'm just like talking and talking. Okay, what kind of nose do we think? I'm thinking if we're doing like a cute little fairy gnome, I'm thinking what about like that? I feel like that's a little different. It's not a button nose, and I think that's kind of cute. Or like in this kind of vein, we could do like like I'm seeing something, I'm picturing something that's like delicate, but like kind of just different, something like that. I don't know. Am I crazy? Like, would that be cute? We have a song here in Latvia and it goes Esmeralda. Esmeralda. I'm going to have to look that up so I can sing it. Shoes. Yes. Well, I kind of like the idea of the fuzzy boots. But let's see. I kind of like a strange little nose like that. I don't know. And maybe she could be also kind of serious, you know? Because I feel like this person's kind of on a mission, kind of like the other person who's running. I don't know. Why do I really, really enjoy that? I feel like that makes sense. I just feel like a button nose is not, I don't know, this person who's scurrying through the woods, I just don't think they have a button nose. Like, am I wrong? Let's do a little blush and blend it out. Also for the eyes, I'm not sure. I could have one eye more in the middle here. So he's more looking like less to the side and more like at his own nose. Yeti boots, yeah. Yeah, I like the pointy nose too. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of picturing Yeti boots. So I think we're going to do that. Should I just get started on that, maybe? Like, I think I would make them not too tall because I still want to see, like, the shape of her legs, you know? Or him. I don't even know what this character is right now. Honestly, could be either. So I'm just going to first basically outline the general shape of the boot so we can see it so that it's not just like chunky. Then let's think about this. I think since it would be a boot, this foot would definitely have some more like platform to it. So I'm going to just make that so. Here we don't really need it as much because we're seeing like the underside of the shoe. Like a sharp point, maybe an elf. Yeah, wait, is this the type of nose or should we redo it? What do we think? Then for Yeti boots, I think all that would really need to be done here, I'm going to erase what's underneath so we can see the full boot. Okay, cute, right? Zophilia extremely reminds me of you in that mushroom hat sitting on the forest edge. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, it's almost as if you're accusing me of being inspired by my own self wearing a mushroom hat, which I do in fact have, naming the creature after myself. I don't really know. I don't really know what you mean. Now I'm gonna make fuzziness for the boots. Like, very fuzzy. This is really perfect. This is really kind of like taking us from autumn into winter. Like it's like the what would you call that? Like the seasonal crossover. It's perfect. So little fuzzy Yeti boots, they're kind of like slippers but boots. Perfect. Where's the fairy person? I feel like she should be in this live. Is she not here? I don't think she's here. The picture of you in a mushroom hat. Yes, there is a picture of me in a mushroom hat, and it does kind of look like Zophilia. And that's kind of a classic. Maybe I should post that on my Instagram because I feel like that's kind of like almost like part of my creature nation because it's like relevant and it's basically me as myself / creature vibes. Is this good? Are these looking fuzzy enough? Like, is this emulating? I think that's good. I think it's coming across like enough. It's not an accusation, it's more of an association. It feels like a nod to the past, a nostalgic wisp of memories. No, I was joking. I know, same. It's definitely a wisp of memory. So, guys, let's continue. I'm thinking sweater. So, if you guys are okay with sweater, which is what you guys have mentioned, I'm just going to start making that happen. So how that will happen is the sleeves. I'm just drawing the sleeves. We can then erase the other lines and create the sweater. So maybe like a little bit of a turtleneck. Not that he really has that much of a neck. We're 35 minutes in and we have a face and boots. But honestly, I think that's fine. I think that we're really on a roll, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like we know what we're doing. The face is good. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're done with it. Honestly, we need eyebrows. Guys, what kind of eyebrows? Endearing, determined? What are we thinking? I'm thinking kind of very fuzzy eyebrows for some reason. Like this. I might have to alter the placement of them a little bit, but kind of, I don't know, to me this is like elf-like and gnome-like. Since they're an elf, I feel like that's appropriate, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Then let's try and make a sweater kind of happen. Like, I'm not really sure what type of sweater. Are we thinking like a cable knit sweater? I don't know. I think I'm just going to draw what I feel like a sweater should look like, which is kind of just like generally knitted. If I can get that across. Get that there. Generally knitted, which I think this kind of gets that idea across. And then a little bit like cable knit. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of gets the idea of a knitted sweater across. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Could be a longer sweater, that's true. But then I feel like we might lose the pose a little bit. So like, let's think about it. Where's my eraser? Here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just, let's see. We could make the sweater longer. So we could bring the sweater down to like here. I feel like then that would keep the pose intact, but still give like a little bit more of an oversized sweater, like elf vibe. Like so, you know? I'm definitely going to have to work on the sweater, but I might do that when I do the color tonight. So there we go. And then for pants, what are we thinking? I'm thinking stripy pants because it's just like, I mean, I don't even need to explain. Like, we all know that stripy pants is perfect. Kind of just accurate. But the pants could also be knitted. It could be like a knitted set, you know? If we do kind of change it from pants to like kind of covering like this, then we could turn it into like a dress. I feel like if we do that, it's kind of giving off dress vibes, which is fine. But what do you think? Could also be a knitted onesie. Could be a knitted onesie. Wait, what do you guys think of a knitted onesie? Let's see if I can make that happen. So I think with that, I'm just going to kind of draw it and see if it works. So I'm going to have to take away a little bit of the bagginess here just so that we can still see the body type. If we do this, cable knit, knitted onesie. So I'll just do that. And then basically we would just turn the whole thing knitted, which is kind of hard for me to just like get across, but I feel confident that I could get it across when I add the colors. And even the knitted onesie could be striped, you know, like stripy knitted. This is kind of unclear here, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, are we getting the vibes of a knitted onesie? Do we want the knitted onesie? I think I just need to slim this side down a little bit. Like so. Like that, right? Perfect. Okay, what do you guys think of the knitted onesie? I'm going to be in Hobby Lobby, so I'll be back soon. Have a fun time. I hope you find the perfect beads that you're looking for. And let us know when you purchase, what you purchase when you get back. Okay, guys, now that we've kind of created a knitted onesie, which I personally like, but it's really up to you guys, there's a couple of things that are becoming obvious to me. The first one is I feel that he needs a hat more than like hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need a knitted hat, a knitted elf. Oh my gosh, Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We could do a knitted elf hat. Okay, because one of the ideas was like a flowing scarf, which we could still do, or long flowy hairs. What if he also, or instead, just had a long flowy elf hat flowing behind him? He could be bald. Okay, he could be bald and wearing a long hat that's like flowing behind him type of thing. You know? Like, hold on, I'm trying to execute my vision. Hold on, let me start that over. But do you see what I'm talking about? That would be perfect. And then that would like really balance out the drawing. And also tell me if you like the idea of a cable knit onesie. That's kind of going to be slightly difficult. Not difficult, but like slightly time consuming to make when I do the color. But I think it would be worth it, honestly. Okay, so I think this is kind of how the hat would flow. Like that. Guys. And then we could put a bauble on the end. You know? Like an elf bauble. Like, gosh, I'm like trying to draw this fast and it's not the type of thing you can draw fast because you just draw so much fuzz. But like you could have a bauble at the end. Like this. Yes? Is someone saying yes? Can the hat he's wearing kind of be like a jester hat? I mean, yeah, I think it kind of is like a jester hat because it's like long and pointed and knitted and elf-like. So then I think it would come down to his ear. This is how he would be wearing it. It would come down to his ear. And then it would just like cover his head just like that. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yes? Okay, well, someone said yes, all caps with multiple S's, so I have to assume that it's correct. Like, I have to assume that this is a good idea. And this hat can be knitted too, you guys. Kind of like Acorn. It's kind of like Acorn just in the sense of like the fully knitted outfit and the hat that will also be knitted. So I think this is perfect. So then the top of the hat will be like, you know how hats kind of have, wait. Would it be more like onto his head? Like, would it be like further down maybe? That might not like give off as much bald vibes as you guys are probably hoping for. And if you're confused why they're hoping for bald vibes, it's because I made this creature one time that was bald and like it just, I don't know, people just really loved it. People just really, really loved it. And so it gets exciting whenever we come up with another character that can be bald. And this could definitely be a bald one. But I think this is kind of appropriate. Like hat-wise, right? I just think unless you want to give him some hair, because if he could have some hair sticking out, then the hat could go higher up. But I honestly think this is kind of correct. Okay, and then here's what we'll do. We would add like, you know how the bottom of a hat kind of has like, you know, something of this nature? Like that. And then it would kind of come over here. The hat will extend a little bit further than his actual head, of course. So we can kind of make that work. And then it will be perfect. 'Tis perfect. I always think of that. Do you guys know what movie that's from? I literally mentioned it early on the stream. 'Tis perfect. With the British accent. I can't even do it with the cadence that character does it. Okay. I think, can he be a Francis? This is an interesting question. So he can be a Francis if his coloring is such. Now the Francises are wearing like bluish gray, and it would actually fit because Foggy Francis has like these gray baubles. I think where are they on him? Oh, they're on his like, he has like little antennas that have these. So could be if he's in that color scheme, which would be kind of like grayish blue. So we'll keep that in mind. If you think he should be grayish blue, then yes. Although I don't feel like that's necessarily autumnal, but I guess it's fine because it could kind of be like the start of winter. So guys, if we like this hat, I'm going to officially remove the hairline up here, and he's officially wearing the hat. Like, wait, I love it. I love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just kind of like see if I can get across the knitted stripy hat, which is perfect. I basically have this hat. Like, I'm drawing a hat that I own. And I love it. We just need to decide on the color scheme. Like, are we going to stay with like the leafy autumn vibes, or should we go like more grayish? I don't know, you guys. It's kind of tough. He could be a Francis. Okay. I'm going to just kind of like make this a little bit less intense. Okay. And then, are we going to get another Flappicus family member? Maybe their family name could be Silks. We have the Flappicus isn't really like that established. Like, I feel like they're just kind of around. So I don't really know, but we could, if it makes sense, then yes. So this is just me kind of trying to get like a knitted sort of thing going, which the hat doesn't have to be knitted. It could just be stripy. I just feel like it would be fun if it was knitted, if it was like cable knit. Like a cable knit onesie and a cable knit hat. Which I know I could do better. It's just, it's gonna take me so long and it's kind of boring to watch. So I think we're just gonna leave it at this, and I'm gonna know that it's knitted. Definitely one of the grandparents knitted this. We will be meeting more grandparents, by the way, this month. One that I'm really excited for you guys to meet, which will be a little more towards the end of the month, but I'm excited. Okay, I actually love this. Like, I think this is perfect. I love it. In fact, honestly, to pick up on the boots, we should probably add some fuzz onto the hat. I'm just making a lot more work for myself, basically, but it's fine. Adding fuzz, I feel like, does make more work, just because when I do the color, I have to just like redraw a bunch of fuzz. But it's just so worth it every time. Like, I love the way the fuzz looks. Oh, and you know what? This also really adds to the feeling that he's like moving in this direction. You know what I mean? It's feeling really like he's fast moving. He's zooming through the forest. So much that even the little wisps on top of his very hat are like going backwards. In fact, I should probably do it on the rest of his onesie too. He should just be like fuzziness. Guys, honestly, maybe we won't pick a last name for him yet, and however the colors turn out is kind of where he'll end up. Because he could be a Francis, and he could be someone new, and he could also be a Jorgensen, potentially. Someone said, I'm going to find the exact species to go with this. Yes. And someone also said masterpiece. So thank you. Could go brown and blue. Could. I feel like that would be really lovely to kind of like connect winter and fall. So I might do that, honestly. I like that idea. Maybe like a grayish blue and like a chocolatey brown. I think that could be really nice. Could be a ghostly. I saw that before you retracted the message. Could be a ghostly, but like a bluish one instead of a whitish one. That's true. That's definitely true. The only thing about the ghostlies is sometimes I love the drawing so much before I turn it white that I don't want to turn it white. But then I love when I do the white outline. Like, it really makes it something so different. I just feel like with this one, I really want to see him like in full color and not like transparent. But I don't know. We could. If you guys want to, of course, I would. I just feel like he shouldn't be sheer. He really feels grounded. He feels grounded to me. Yellow woolly bear. Let's look him up. The Virginia tiger moth. Virginia tiger moth. Let's see. Ooh, so cute. It's almost like a little wintry moth. Like a little wintry, like a little snowball. We could do that. What do you guys think? What are we thinking? Oh, Should we also, because we're almost like done with the character himself, if you guys are happy with, the different elements, but I think we should have lashes, honestly. And the lashes can also be kind of like flowing, along with his runningness, like kind of hairy and kind of, even these lashes could be going in that direction. I don't know if that looks weird, but I kind of like it. Kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but this is obviously giving me like very wispy lashes vibes. So like, I don't know. Like, would that be kind of cute if the eyelashes were going in that direction since he's flying in this direction? Like, do you know what I mean? Does that look insane or does that make sense to you guys? I feel like that really just gives the movement, but I'm not sure. I kind of am too close to it to know. The lashes could have snow on them. That would be cute. That's something that if I did do, I'm not going to draw on here because that would have to come across when I use white to add the colors. But I'm actually quite happy with this. What do you think of the lashes going this way? If he's a ghostly, his name could be Gotta Ghostly. A pun on gotta go. I like that. That's actually quite a brilliant idea, and I think that's quite clever. What do you guys think? If you guys want him to be a ghostly, comment the ghost. And if you don't want him to be a ghostly, comment like literally any other emoji. So I can just visually see. Guys, I really like him. Wait, please tell me if the lashes to you make sense or if the lashes should go the right way. I really am quite pleased with him. Okay, guys, I think we're pretty much almost done. Really now we just need to come up with a name and decide if we want him to have a cohort. And then we're done. Oh, okay. Yes to the ghostly idea. So 2 people think he should be a ghostly. He could also be, guys, here's a thought. He could also be ghostish, but not part of the ghostly family. Like a little bit sheer, a little bit see-through. Kind of like how Will-O-Wisp. Like Will-O-Wisp is a bit sheer, but she's not a ghostly. Like her outline is not white. Her outline is still black. You know what I mean? So that could be an idea. And I think that's what I would do with this one, just because I want his outline to be black, like a snowy elf. Exactly. I'm quite pleased with him. Okay, let's come up with a name. And then we can decide if we're going to do a cohort. And then we're pretty much done. And someone said snowy elf. And I like that idea. But the thing is, he's still November themed. So it's almost like just that little snowfall that can happen in November. That's not quite wintry yet. It's just a little sprinkle. So he's not going to be fully snowy just because it's November. So I really do like the idea of the blue and bluish, like a light pale blue, almost gray with like a truffly brown. I think that's going to be kind of the perfect color combination. Maybe he could be Willa's little brother if he's not a ghostly. That's true. He could be a wisp. He could be a wisp. If he's Willa's little brother, he would be, in fact, a wisp. Now, I personally feel that if we make him a wisp, we should keep the wisps in, like, the W family, like Wilbur Wisp, or Walter Wisp. Actually, maybe he's not a Actually, Walter could be good because Walter is kind of like, it sounds autumnish. I kind of like Walter or Wilbur or Winston. What about Winston? Someone said Waldo. Exactly. Waldo. I like Winston could be good because it's kind of like, I can't even express it because it's just what it sounds like. Like Winston just sounds like someone's like going. Do you know what I mean? Like they're wisping, and wisping isn't a word, but you know what I'm saying. Someone said Winnie. The thing is, I think we have a rat named Winnie. I think the yellow rat is named Winnie. We already have snow. In real life, there have been sprinklings, so I've heard, of snowfall. Wicker. Someone said wicker wisp. You guys, that's actually brilliant. I just feel like he can't be that because he's not candle-like. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, she really is a candle wisp. Like, is he, like, he's not. You know what I mean? Like, he's real. Like, he exists. Like, he's in the woods. So I don't know if he should be a wisp. I don't know. And someone said William Wisp. That's a classic choice. I like that. But I don't know. Like, I'm really, like, now thinking, like, she is, like, an aroma. Do you know what I mean? Like, she is smoke. And he's not. He's real. But he could be ever so slightly sheer. And that could make him sort of like a, I don't want to say ghost, but like a sheer sort of being that's like in the woods, like an elf that's like, because it's sort of like he's almost here. He's just kind of like gusting through with the wind. Wesley. Someone said Wesley Wisp. I like that. Should I start doing these ideas? We have snow across all the country, and it started last night at 4 a.m. That's so lovely when we were driving home from the airport and when I woke up. Wait, crying from joy? Because I would be excited to see snow, but maybe you're saying you're not excited to see snow. Okay. I'm going to write down all these different W names, and you're going to tell me what he is. Like, what just does he look like? You know how sometimes people have several names picked out for their child, and then when they get to the hospital and they see the child, they're like, oh, this is their name. Like, they couldn't decide before, but once they see them, they know. So that's what we're going to do here. So the ideas we had were William, which is a nice solid classic. I said Winston, which I'm kind of liking. Wicker was one, which I think is a great idea, but I do think that should be someone else. I think that should be someone that really is like a candle wick. Wendell is an idea. Well, I personally love the snow, and I think you should take this opportunity to do something incredibly cozy in the snow, like read novels, read wintry novels, draw wintry creatures, watch wintry movies, like take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Don't cry. William, Winston, Wicker, Wendell. What else did we come up with? Walter and Wesley. Did I write down Wesley? Wesley. I don't know, you guys. What is sticking out? Warren. Okay, I think these are all of them. I mean, I also came up with Wilbur, which is kind of fun because it's like burr, you know, like cold. What do you guys think? Should he have really no hairs? Like, not even like a wisping? Like, I kind of like that. I can also put some little hairs on his ear. Like the peach fuzz on his ear is standing up because it's so cold. Maybe just like a couple, just like a few. I'm like, I can't resist a couple of hairs. I don't know. And then you guys also need to tell me if the eyelashes make sense, if that they're going this way, or if they should be, I don't know. Okay, guys, looking at these names, to be completely honest, I'm the most drawn to Winston. I just feel like it sounds like what he is. It sounds like it's moving and it's going, and it also has all the sounds that Wisp needs. You know what I mean? It has the I, it has the S. So I like Winston. So I would go with Winston. But what do you guys think? Like, do you feel confident letting me choose Winston, or like, are you not really feeling it? I don't know. Because, guys, it's been an hour, so we're almost done. So I personally love this character, and I think he's precious. I kind of want to call him Winston, but I need you guys to let me know. Wait, I'm going to use my real eraser. Lore. He is a messenger who runs through the forest to warn the inhabitants about the first snowfall. It's perfect. It's literally brilliant. It makes so much sense, actually. Like, he's literally warning the people, snowfall is upon us. Winter is coming. It's perfect. I absolutely love that idea because he's bridging the gap between fall and winter, and that is exactly what we need. So, should he be a wisp? Is he wispy enough? I think so. I think he'll be ever so slightly sheer. and not a ghostly at all, but like ever so slightly sheer like Willa. What is that? A thermos? I love the lore. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that because I really enjoy that, and I really enjoy the way that you worded that, and I feel like that's just perfect. Guys, I want to call him Winston. I really just love Winston. I don't know, he just looks like a Winston to me. Tell me that doesn't look like his name. Game of Thrones reference, someone says. I don't know. I've never watched Game of Thrones. Is this accidentally a Game of Thrones reference? This happens to me sometimes, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have watched Twilight, but I personally didn't read it or watch it growing up. And so I named my family dog Jasper, and I named my dog Esme, and people constantly tell me, oh my gosh, did you name your dogs after Twilight? Because those are apparently 2 Twilight names. No, I did not. I had no clue. I didn't have even an inkling that that was happening, but apparently it's the case. So what is the Game of Thrones reference? Like, is this already someone's name in Game of Thrones? And I just don't know. Like, I'm actually going to write down that comment that you said because it's just perfect. It just perfectly describes him. So I'm going to write it down here. Messenger. You said messenger. Messenger who runs through the forest. Should I change it to scurries? No, I'll do runs because he is kind of running. Who runs through the forest. Through the forest to warn the inhabitants about the first snowfall. Perfect. To warn the inhabitants. Sorry, this is taking me a weirdly long time, but it needs to look nice. About the first snowfall. I mean, it's storybook. You said winter is coming. It's a line in the show, probably the most popular from it. Wow, I don't think I knew that. I mean, maybe in the back of my mind that, I don't know. I don't think I knew that. But, all right, maybe I should watch it. I don't know. I've always been told to watch it because I love fantastical things, but for some reason I just never have. Anyways, you guys, I think we've completed this creature. His name is Winston Wisp. He's a messenger who runs through the forest to warn the inhabitants about the first snowfall, which makes perfect sense. He's bridging the gap between winter and fall, bringing us from November into December, which is absolutely perfect. Maybe I'll put him at the very end of the chart for that reason. Like, maybe he'll take in the last spot of the November chart. And I love him. No one said anything about his lashes going backwards on this side, so I'm not sure if that's right. Like, I'm not sure if that's what he... Also, his ears should be, like, cold. It's going to be, like, very pink. And I'm really excited to draw this character. It's gruesome. It has dragons and zombies. There's zombies in Game of Thrones. I would never think that. But, yeah, it's probably something I would enjoy just because, like, fantasticalness. And I love fantasy, but I haven't gotten into it yet. The line is to warn everyone of the ice dragon and the army of frozen zombies. Oh, lovely. Well, that's not what's happening in Creature World. We don't have zombies in Creature World. We only have, like, gnomes and, like, sweet things. But there are villains, but they're not zombies. Anyways, you guys, I think we've completed this character. I honestly think we could make a cohort for him, but if he does have a cohort, I just feel like it would be not small, like maybe a more fleshed out cohort, so maybe I won't do that. It's not just going to be like a little something. I feel like it would be like a whole thing, like a bear or something, like an in-between a grizzly bear and like a polar bear, you know what I mean? So maybe a cohort for him is something we'll do another time. Maybe he should he have some like little beard hairs too? Like, I just feel like he should have fuzz just absolutely everywhere. I love him. I'm putting fuzz on the sleeves too. Thank you guys so much for coming up with such a great creature today. This has been so much fun. He fits perfectly into the lore. He makes so much sense. Someone said squirrel cohort. Yes, potentially squirrel cohort. Princesses of Power. I'll have to keep it in mind. Guys, I love it. I'm going to go because it is a little over an hour since we started the live. This has been such fun. Let me know if the candles were lovely and fun or if they were a bit distracting. I don't really know. No one said anything, so I think it's fine. But how perfect is it? It's like he's running towards the warmth. It's like absolutely perfect. It's like these are giving woodland vibes. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. Guys, this has been such a fun live stream. Thank you so much for joining. Wait, let me just bye. I hope everyone has a great day / night. I hope everyone has a lovely night. And to the person who went to Hobby Lobby, I hope you got wonderful beads and lovely things to make fun and wonderful jewelries or whatever it is that you're making. Thank you for joining. I will see you guys soon. Tomorrow I will be sharing this final character with you guys as I usually do on my shorts for my November series. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and a cozy Sunday. And then this week we're going to continue with the creatures, as we always do, continuing with the November creatures. But I also have some other things coming this month before we start 25 Days of Creatures in December. So I will be letting you guys know very soon, in the next few days, what is to come. And I can't wait to share it with you. So I hope everyone has a lovely evening, and I will see you also next Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the next Cozy Creature live stream. Thanks for watching!